Are we ready?
More or less.
Are we recording?
We are recording. Whether we're ready or not, we're recording.
How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of the Son of Frankenstein.
This one is probably just as bad as his father. Good morning, son.
Well, hello.
My son, you have inherited the fortune of the Frankensteins. I trust you will not inherit their fate.
By heaven, I think you're a worse fiend than your father. What are you going to do about it? There's a monster afoot and you know it.
Well, we've warned you.
You've been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute, the podcast that dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series minute by minute. I'm Bill Evenson.
And I'm Thom Lang. You join us for the second most important minute in the entire film, minute 23 of 1939's Son of Frankenstein.
So the thing about this minute is it's actually a special minute. It's
It is
a special edition
It is.
minute.
It is.
Good, probably half of this minute, I don't know, 20 seconds of this minute.
Not that much?
was
Yeah, I suppose.
unseen.
Yeah, previously unseen
footage.
here in America anyway, because
Oh, is this
from
the
what I
British cut?
understand,
Really?
it's from the British. Yes, the French Blu-ray I have, which I got years ago,
Right.
has this footage in it.
Okay.
I guess I didn't notice.
Well, how could you not notice? The scene is in French.
Right.
And nobody says anything in this minute.
The minute begins with another thunder and lightning as that scene finally fucking ends. 8 minutes. It finally ends.
Well, I got news for you. I'll have more to say about that, actually, later in this minute. But yes, you're right. You're right. That scene finally fucking ends. It's true.
It seems like we've been living with that for years.
Yep.
So then we cut to Donnie laying in bed pretending to sleep
Yep, that's acting.
of a sort.
Well, you say Donnie's pretending to sleep. That's acting.
That's basically.
Peter is asleep,
Peter
is my understanding.
Yeah.
He's not pretending to sleep,
I'm being overly harsh to him at this point.
Yeah, geez. He sleeps weird. He's got his hands up. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, he's like in a Western. Like, put your hands up.
Reach
and
for
then
this guy.
the camera pushes in on the wall where this little door opens
Panel
up.
opens up, yeah.
Panel opens out, and we get no kind of establishing shot before or after to give us any idea where this is or what the fuck is going on.
Is this in the room?
Yeah, this could be we could be
It
somewhere else.
Somewhere in a completely different.
We could be at Krog's house.
Yeah,
we don't know
we
what's
don't-
going
we don't
on.
know.
No idea.
Because you don't ever see this panel in a wide shot
Right.
throughout the whole film. I looked, and it shows up again.
There is a point in the story where you get an impression of where it must be, but
Still,
you
it's
never see it.
Still kind of vague.
Nebulous?
You only
Talk about it next year.
you only infer because of the context.
Right. The editing tells us that he's looking in
on Peter sleeping.
Yeah.
And he
So,
being Igor.
the as yet unnamed.
As yet
Well, that's right.
unnamed-
No, he was named in the first minute or minute 3 or whatever. Igor.
Igor.
I'm not afraid of him. So we know.
So we know who he is. We know his
he is.
name. We don't know who he is.
Actually, I was watching these minutes with Jackie, and she said, "Why is he a bad guy?" And I go, "I don't know. He's just a bad guy." And she's like, "Well, didn't he help? Wasn't he an assistant to the original?" And I'm like, "Oh no, this isn't Fritz. This is a totally different guy." So she had no idea who this was. She's watching it minute by minute. Actually, she does not want to watch this one. But the reason I bring all this up.
That you mentioned earlier?
No, there's a better one.
Oh, there's a better one. Okay.
Next week.
Okay.
The reason I bring it up is because it forced me to think about it. Like, what do we know about this guy? We have no information about him.
At this point in the
He's
film,
just a
no, we don't.
Lurking figure.
He's just presence. Yeah, all he's done
is lurk.
looked through windows and dashed away from car headlights. That's about it.
Yeah. I noticed something though that I think is odd. There's a little latch on the edge of the panel that opens up, which makes it look like a door. There's a little latch that you could like lock it or something. So
Well,
it's clearly a door. It's designed to be a little door.
It's two doors because one opens out, one opens into.
Not only that, there's 2 doors. Yeah.
one opens into wherever Igor is.
And Igor is still wet. He looks like he's been out in the rain. So that's
a nice little continuity.
Nice little continuity.
Yeah.
What is he doing? Is he just looking in on the kid, or is he just checking all his little doors? He's got them all throughout the house. What's happening here?
Because I peek in on children sleeping. They said.
I like that about it. Actually, I think that's a
He's
very
pedophile. Is that?
well, sure. I like
like
it.
that?
Who doesn't like a
Yeah,
pedophile?
he doesn't like a pedophile.
But I mean, I like that it's some horror cliches are so basic. You know, this is a very basic one. A kid could have a nightmare about something.
A menacing figure peeking in on him.
On a little kid sleeping.
Yeah.
But I don't get why he would do that. Except, like I said, he just got there, or they just got there.
They just got there, so he's just kind of scoping
He's like,
out.
oh, look at that. They gave this room to the kid.
Sleeping in my bed.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because it was just right.
Yeah. He's Goldilocks?
Goldilocks.
I guess so. He's got some locks. He looks like he's got a Beatle haircut.
He does kind of got a 39 Beatle haircut.
Yeah. He's
got the bangs,
trend
working the
maker.
bangs, yeah.
Okay.
And he got a hipster beard.
It's true. He's way ahead of his time. Why does he have to open two little doors?
That's weird. I thought that was weird. I've always thought that was weird. How the one opens out into the room, the other opens back into wherever alcove or
and the way
passageway.
he does it, it almost looks like they open together. Like you can't open just one. You can't just open the inside one and then open the outside
they're
one.
They're not quite in sync with each other, because
Okay.
that's what I thought too. But in watching this more times than is healthy,
Yeah.
Yeah,
He is
they-
actually closing it both at the same time.
yeah, it's a weird. I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
All right. Well, it adds some atmosphere to it, I guess. I mean, if you just had one, it seems like he could just.
All you needed is the one that was facing
Open-
into the room.
That's true. Well,
one-
no, I'll tell you what I think about that. I think there is a reason to have the other one. Thank you for the setup, Tom.
All right.
Because then if someone's inside the room, they now see this latch, which I don't know why there's
So
a
they
latch on
open it up.
They open it up, and all
it's
they
just,
see is
it's
the
just
other
like
door.
it's like a little safe.
And they
or a
go,
little-
okay, well, it's
I would
nothing.
put something in there.
Yeah,
Sure.
they would have to probably lightly push on it with their finger,
Tap,
and then it would just
you just
open.
swing open.
But they don't.
No.
And maybe he's got a stick or something that he lodges there. Maybe there's a latch on the other side. He can
You
close it
can
on
lock
this
it.
side.
Yeah. Where is he? Is it like a secret passageway? Because this comes up later,
It
too.
does come up later. It is since you brought it up early,
Oh,
people
sorry.
will forget. We'll probably talk about it.
I'll
in
forget by the
6
time we're done with
months.
this minute.
I believe he is in a secret passageway, yes.
Yes.
That's what you think too?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Because the evidence later bears that out.
And then, as is customary for a woman in 1939, Elsa is doing her hair before bed.
Yep.
That's what she seems to be
That's
doing.
what she seems to be doing, because she's like her house coat.
Okay.
This big elaborate with a trail leaning off the end of it. It looks like it's heavy.
Yeah.
But I assume it's like her house coat or her robe before retiring.
Yeah, it's heavy and she's not, so it's cumbersome.
And this is the footage now that we were talking about.
Yeah,
as having been recently.
I was going to say special edition alert, but it occurs to me I haven't done Bill's bell up yet.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry, everybody. I know you've all been like fast forwarding trying to find this in the episode.
No, it's some exciting shit's going on. I mean, there's some bad business going on in the castle, so you might think there would be a
there'd
bell.
be a perfect
Should this
time?
go at the end of the episode, maybe?
Each time.
Still, just want to report, still no bell has been rung in the tower. So Krog is not on his way,
No,
despite
he's
the menacing.
He's barely out of the driveway.
Yeah. Well, we have no idea, actually.
Well, how much time has
I
passed?
feel like
some time has passed, because
she's not wearing the same.
Changed out of her clothes. She's in her robe. She's getting ready for bed.
Okay.
Wolf is God knows where, because he's not in the bedroom with her.
True.
She's sitting at her vanity getting ready for bed. And yeah, women seem to have done this in the 30s, is do their hair up before they go to bed.
She's got her little perfume bottle, spray bottle there, too, in
Yep.
case she needs to get
Amelia
gussied
laid
up
all that out for her. Yeah.
Amelia got it all laid out
Yep,
for her.
yep.
So she's doing her hair. She's getting ready for bed, which is the exact same process as getting up in the morning to go out.
Exactly.
And she senses something, is the impression we get. Maybe she even hears something.
Well, she kind of just looks up, holding her comb in her hand. She looks up, okay, everything's all right. She starts to comb her hair.
And then lightning crashes. And that seems to be
that's
what...
like, oh, wait a minute.
That's a bad sign.
That's not good.
She gets up so fast to run out of the room, she almost smacks into the edge of the table.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to watch, even, because I'm afraid she's going
She's gonna get a
damn, that can hurt so bad.
bruise on her thigh.
A little bruise on your thigh, but that'll hurt for 2 days.
Yeah, that's rough.
And then the bruise it'll be yellow. And
it's just awful.
in black and white it looks even
It
worse.
looks worse.
She has to run like a quarter of a mile to get to Peter's room.
Yeah,
It takes forever.
runs through
She can't even figure out where she's going.
Nah,
which
she
is
runs through
kinda neat.
Dr. Caligari's hallway again.
That's true. Yep, the
And
Caligari hallway.
She looks a little confused as to where to go. Which they just got there.
Or was that the Caligari corridor? Maybe that makes a little bit more sense. You got some alliteration.
Corridor of Dr. Caligari.
That would be what it would be called.
If you pull back just a little bit further, there's a cabinet off to the side.
Yep, got to have a cabinet in the corridor. Doctor.
And she goes into Peter's room.
And Igor seems to hear her coming.
Yeah, because he's like,
closes
oh
the doors.
shit, Igor's out of here. Igor's out of here. Igor out.
he does
the mic.
He hasn't even spoken yet in this movie.
No, we've already given him dialogue.
It's only been 6 months we've been watching it. We haven't even heard Lugosi's voice. All right.
He
And
closed the
Peter's
panel.
door is wide open. Amelia, nowhere
to be seen.
found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. You're doing your fucking job.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she.
Well, she said she'd be in the other room.
She said that.
In the most important scene in the entire film, she said
Oh,
that.
she does say that.
She said she'll be in the other room.
Okay.
And her room must adjoin Peter's.
Well, and she's matronly, so she doesn't have to get gussied up for bed.
Oh,
So
God,
she's probably
no.
asleep. She doesn't need to look like $1 million to go to sleep. Follow us on. I don't know.
No, there's more.
Okay.
There's a little more anyway. Peter continues to sleep as the scene fades out. So we have this whole big sequence for really.
Peter continues to sleep as the scene fades out.
Yep.
This is
that's
just riveting.
It is. This whole sequence is riveting. And, well, now how much of this was in before versus quote restored?
I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing I think is interesting, because you started out this minute referring to the fact that the previous scene that we've been talking about for weeks,
like 40 minutes
is finally mercifully over.
Yeah.
I did go and do a side by side, and it isn't in the original version. They don't just fade out on Peter sleeping. They cut back to Elsa and Wolf looking out the window.
Still looking
for
out
like 2 seconds and looking at the storm.
Really?
Yeah. So they still haven't gone to bed, because if you think about it, that part is all gone. Her going getting ready for bed.
Yeah, right.
So they just
that
cut
wouldn't
back
make
to
any
that.
sense. Yeah, they cut back to them. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a completely different thing. Isn't
Sure.
that great?
Yeah, it makes. Well, now you've totally changed my
I've
mind.
blown your mind.
Totally changed my mind about this film.
Yeah.
Fuck Bride of Frankenstein, piece of shit.
Which version is the better than Bride of Frankenstein?
Well, this
one we have now?
This one,
where
clearly.
she's getting ready for
yeah,
bed?
clearly.
Yeah.
No contest.
I mean, in Europe, women get ready for bed. In the United States, that's not a thing you would put in a movie. That's considered dirty.
Yeah.
This is the
This
the
was
horror,
the European. This is
the code.
This was
the post code.
The Japanese
The
version.
Japanese version.
The Hammer
yeah.
would do.
Well, no,
yeah.
the Japanese version, she's got like
She's
your out.
topless.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Just
Leave the part where you said topless and then cut whatever it was I said. There you go.
Well, then it fades out, and then we fade up on the
Breakfast.
breakfast scene.
Yeah, I didn't even.
Breakfast in the Frankenstein castle.
Thank you, Benson. That's what's.
Thank you,
so
Benson.
when I always have what section of the subtitles or the script, whatever has been said in that minute in my note, and there are 3 words in this minute. Thank you, Benson.
Yep.
There you go.
Well, it's a weird set, this breakfast table thing. This tiny little table in the middle of this vast cavernous set. You got 30 feet of like blank wall behind them with the shadow of the window, sun shining in.
And we've got another one of those, because we had one of those before, right?
Right.
The stairs,
Yep, the
had a
stairs,
big blank wall
yeah.
beside it, but that was used as to show the shadows.
Yeah.
It's all about projecting creepy looking shit on the wall, and in this case, it's supposed to be sunlight. It's supposed
Sunlight's
to be,
coming in through the window, yeah.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be creepy, I guess.
Right. They're using what's called a gobo, which is a thing you put between the light instrument, or at the end of the light instrument, that projects that sort of thing, like the windows or blinds or just odd shapes,
Okay.
just to kind of create some visual interest.
Gobo?
Gobo.
Got it.
It's usually like tin or metal that's been cut out with this design.
Yeah, Byerly's had a gobo sale the other
Did
day.
they?
So
Yeah.
Get one, buy one.
You buy one gobo, you get
If we get one, then you buy one. It's really not a sale.
Yeah.
Good night.
Oh, but
Or is it spelled like GEAUBEAU?
yes, that's exactly. I have no idea why it's called that. It's just what it's called.
Okay.
Then it almost looks like there's like a proscenium. You've got these 2 balconies that kind of swoop out over 2 fireplaces with massive trip hazards in front of each fireplace, these big furry rugs on this slick floor. So if you step on that too quick, you're flat on your ass because it's going to shoot out from under you.
Yeah, they put a lot of thought and time and energy into how they were going to take these big empty spaces and make them look like
nobody has lived there ever.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And the table, it continues throughout. It's this tiny little kitchen table.
Yeah.
It's not any bigger than the one I have in my kitchen.
Right.
And even when later on, when Krog is having dinner with him, it's still this, 4 people can sit at this table.
Yep.
Which is odd considering how huge this room is.
Yeah.
This plain little,
Well, and it's the Baron.
Yeah.
He'd probably get a table.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
kind of
so
expect it to be more like Citizen Kane, where
they're like
further
30 feet
further
between
apart.
them. Yeah, exactly.
Nope, not here.
Nope, it's this tiny.
This is the little breakfast nook. It's a nook.
Nook. It's 60 feet across, but it's
Yeah,
a nook.
yeah. And there's like gargoyles up
The
on there.
gargoyles flanking either side,
Yeah, we'll have more to say about that, sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do.
Unfortunately,
And,
we have a lot to say about that next week.
as the minute ends, Peter enters from the upper right.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah, you can hear his footsteps before you see him.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, and just that's harbinger of doom.
Yeah. Well, mercifully for us, most of that what's to come gets taken care of in just about a minute.
Yeah.
So next week is
It's Peter heavy, and
Peter heavy.
Then he goes away.
Yeah. So look forward to that.
Enjoy. Don't say we didn't warn you.